All right, now I told y'all what's happening with these Republicans all over the country and the crazy stuff they are doing. And if you want to know how stupid these folks are, look what's happening in Missouri. The Missouri House, remember, Republicans have a veto, they have a supermajority. They literally voted, y'all, to defund libraries. They're pissed off because the ACLU is suing them, so they actually voted to cut $4.5 million out of the public library fund, but also for DI initiatives. Now, I've been telling y'all this, and y'all can sit here and think I'm tripping. I put in my book, White Fear, what's going on, what's happening. They are sitting here targeting anything that's dealing with black people, okay? And all you white gay folks, y'all better understand, they coming after all y'all too. Okay, they come to drag shows, any book that mentions LGBTQ, it is happening. So we're talking about Missouri, Florida, Texas, Georgia. We can go all Tennessee, we can go down the line. So that's what they've done in Missouri. Joining us right now is Representative Jamie Johnson out of Missouri. And Representative Johnson, somebody posted a tweet last night and they said, man, I need Democrats to fight back. And I said, you do know Republicans have a supermajority, which means they can do whatever the hell they want to do. So just tell folks just how crazy it is in Missouri with what they're doing.
Absolutely. So it's kind of wild here. And I would posit that this is happening in supermajority states all over the country. We just a few weeks ago passed a budget in which a representative introduced an amendment that would basically not allow us to spend state money on any consultants, staff, programs, initiatives that would fund DEI initiatives. So there's that. I know what's making headlines right now is defunding libraries from state money. We're talking about $4.5 million. And there's a whole lot of information about that. Just yesterday, we passed out of the House, the Missouri House, bills that would prevent parents from seeking gender-affirming care for their children who are transgendered. So it's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now.
I mean, the thing that jumps out at me is like literally they're pissed off because the ACLU sued them. So they're like, okay, yeah, we're just not going to fund libraries. Like, yeah. Libraries.
Right.
Like, damn, everybody. They're screwing over Republicans who go to libraries.
Right. And that's an interesting point because these actions would actually disproportionately affect rural libraries more than urban or suburban ones because the urban and suburban libraries have a tax base, a local tax base that supports them, and they also get federal money. So what they're defunding is the libraries in their own communities, in those rural communities that already we know has a lack of infrastructure and broadband access. So yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and that just to me is just how insane this is. And so we were just talking about Tennessee there. And again, what is the strategy to combat this supermajority that they now have where they can just ignore Democrats? And for people to understand, when I say supermajority, there are 34 Senate seats. They have controlled 24, and it's what, 111 out of what, 163? Out of 163.
Yeah, 163 seats in the House, and they have 111. So basically, they have a veto-proof majority in the state of Missouri. So even if the governor vetoes something, they have the 2/3 majority they need to overturn that veto. And that's a very dangerous situation, not only in Missouri, but other states like Tennessee that have supermajority Republican-led legislature.
And we spent some time in Kansas City, and what they're also doing, so what, the governor, he controls the police department in Kansas City by appointing the board, and they desperately want to run St. Louis.
Yeah, well, we actually passed a bill in the House just a couple of weeks ago to take state control of the St. Louis Police Department. So they have already done that. That bill is on its way to the Senate, and we'll see how that turns out because, yes, both St. Louis and Kansas City are the only two states in the union that either have or may soon have no control, no local control over their own police departments. It is absolutely wild here. And to your point earlier about the going back to the library situation, it just shows that Republicans have this hostility towards any sources of knowledge and education. And what I found recently in a room, Republican talking points do not hold up in a room full of well-educated people. And so keeping people ignorant, keeping people without knowledge benefits their bottom line, benefits them because then they can gin up the base and people cannot seek information on their own, which is unfortunate.
Indeed, Representative Johnson, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
See, Robert, this is why, look, Kathy Hughes coined the phrase, information is power. This is why information matters. This is why Donald Trump and Republicans, they love low information voters.